Welcome to Macland Cadets. Today I have a 2084 is the same as a 1440, 1641, 2086, and all of them Super Cubs. Any Cyclops series, I'm going to remove the steering wheel and the dash and the center tunnel. These dashes on these Cyclopses are always cracked, and I sell quite a few of them over the course of a year. And I'm going to show you how easy they are to change. There is 2 hidden screws, and I'm going to show you where they are and how easy they are to remove. So the first thing you're going to need, you're not going to need a lot of tools to do this job whatsoever. Your steering wheel is probably even going to come off easy also. It's not like the older Cubs when you have to beat on them. Usually a Cyclops edition, you just take the nut off and they come right off. But let's start with a tunnel cover. We'll take these 2 screws off right here. There's one on each side. Now, like I said in my previous videos that I've made, these covers right here are very expensive, and this one here is in exceptionally great shape. So make sure you take your time with it. Don't do it out in the cold if you can possibly, and they'll come right off. I'll come around to this side here. I'll take the screw off. Now my fenders are loose because I made a previous video how to take the seat off the machine. If you have any ideas on any of my videos, something you'd like to see, just let me know. As you can see, that comes out of there and it makes some noise, so be very delicate with it. That's the first one I've ever had that isn't cracked in any way, shape, or form, and that's kind of odd. Next thing you're going to do is take off your center one. I believe this machine's a 97 because he has the MTD symbol on it right there. You're going to need a 15/16 to do this. Now, I'm not going to use air because we're doing the video here. And I'll loosen it up. Now, if you're doing with like an old 782 or any of them, you sometimes have to put a puller on it. Sometimes you even have to destroy the steering wheel. Steering wheels are very reasonable. So if you do have to destroy the steering wheel, getting it off, it's no big deal. That's how easy they come off these. They put this like a zinc coating on it, so they come right off. Especially if they've ever been off before. If somebody lose them up, they come right off. The next step we're going to do is we're going to take off the shifter here. I'm going to use a pair of channel locks. These are Blue Point, I guess. Channel Lock is a local company of ours. Take this shifter off. And I dropped that out of my hands, and you want to definitely take this nut off. You want to take the nut all the way off, not just partially. You want to take it all the way off. I like to get things picked up because then you don't lose them or trip on them. Now, one thing most people don't realize, you do not have to do anything with your key switch. You do not have to do anything with your choke. You are going to have to take this switch off because it goes right straight through the steel back plate of the dash. But the next thing I'm going to do is come around and I'm going to hook all the electric. Now, don't sweat the electric. The wires are all going to be in a row when you go to put them back on. They're all going to come out very easily. These were the best made cadet ever. They're the same as their Super Cub or their 1440, 1641. They're all the same. Then we're going to come around and let's take off that switch. Take that nut right off. Now let's hope that comes off. Now they countersink them pretty bad, so you definitely want to be cautious with them. And there's the nut that comes off. Just press it down through just like this. Next thing you want to do is take off this yellow choke lever right here. And they have a screw and a nuts on the back side here. Now you might have to get something to poke that screw through. And I'm close on that. Do I have a... lost the knot, but I'll get that out and then you can see. Get that screw out of there. That's how small that screw is. The nut we'll find. If not, I have plenty of others to put it back together. Then you pull this off right here. Keep that right here. Now we're going to start taking the screws off. You have your two top screws. You do not have to take the ones for the hour meter out. Now, if they don't come out real easy, what I do is I pour some oil on them, turn them back in, then turn them back out. Because you do not want to, if you're doing some type of work with your shifting lever or something of that sort, and you do it with a shifting lever, it's best just to remove the whole dash. And in a future video, I'll do that. But it is a good idea to make sure they're nice and clean like that. They'll come right out. A lot of these are broke on the sides and everything. When you have a Cyclops, you really have to be careful with your hoods, everything. Especially if they're out in the sun. They get brittle and they break and everything else. Okay, now this is where it starts to get a little bit hairy. Right here is your tilt wheel. There's a screw right there. And the first time I did it, I couldn't find that screw. But this isn't the worst screw to come out. There's two more, and they are very tough to come out. Okay, now we're going to do the two lower screws right here. These two are very, very tough. They're usually set up. I've already worked on them a little bit to make sure that they are loose, but don't be surprised that you have to break the dash to take these out. These come out very hard. They put them at an angle because of the dash going up like this, and they come out hard. But sometimes you get lucky. The good way to do it is to put oil on the back side. I'm gonna come right over here on this side here, take this one off. And there they are. Now we should be able to pull the dash off. You can see your PTO switch just set down in there. Your throttle's down there. Now this is going to be a little bit tougher right here. Now I'm going to show you a little secret how easy this is right here. Just pull that right off. And there is a spacer that goes in here that goes right on top of here. It's going to come off with your rubber tilt boot. But actually you can put it right back on there. But right here is where this one's already tried to bulge out and it's starting to come off. And all the wiring, you have to unhook the key switch. That's one thing I did forget to tell you. I reached in there and I took the key switch off when I was in there. And now we're going to pull it off. I think we're going to take off the hydraulic. Yeah, there's the hydraulic. And then take it off. And right here's your dash. Pull your choke right out through. Comes right out. Now when you go to put it in, make sure that your choke goes in the top one right here. Your key switch. Do not hook up your wiring until the absolute last when you're installing it. But here it is off. And you can see your lights, all your idiot lights are right there. And they're all lined up for your hour meter and everything. So when you do your install, it'll be right ready to go back right on. But right here's your dash, and if you own a Cyclops, you will be taking one of these off someday. Thank you very much. Please like and subscribe. We sure appreciate you viewing Macland Cadets. I bought a 782 last night, and that's going to be our winter project, so please stay tuned. Thank you very much for viewing.